everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Stephanie from Magnesium Media. Today we are checking out the 57 Ford Thunderbird. Now this specific car was used by Suzanne Somers as a promo for 2 years. Pretty cool fun fact. This vehicle, everybody has their specials, right? Like, okay, I love this kind of car, I love this kind of car. If you love classics like me, you're gonna love this one. But even if you don't, you have to appreciate the beauty, the absolute beauty of this vehicle. Now, this one specifically went through a $500,000 restoration. It's back to its absolute original. You got the lipstick interior with the silver outside. What's $500,000 restoration look like? Now, let me show you. First things first, like I said, back to its original condition. So you have the lipstick red interior. You have here with the gunmetal gray. You have the chrome bumper with the bullets. Let's not forget the tires, because the tires are a piece of art all on their own. Now, as a kid, if you're my age, you know, cleaning these when we were a kid, that was a pain. But you have to appreciate the wire wheels with the white walls. Look inside. You even have the Thunderbird logo in here. It looks brand new. Now, when you're talking about a restoration, okay, a really good restoration, your vehicle is going to literally look like it just rolled off the showroom floor. And that's exactly what this one right here looks like. Now, when you're talking about a restoration as complex as this was stripped down to the frame. Every little thing was redone, every bolt, every nut, all the interior, everything on the outside, the bumpers, the tires, the engine, the trans, all of it. And if they could not find the original parts, they built them themselves. All right, we are here with the man himself, Rick Tucker from Tucker's Performance here in Las Vegas. Now, I actually call him Tucker, which I don't think he likes very much, but it's just a habit because he was introduced to me as Tucker and it just stuck. Not many things stick up here, but that stuck.
Funny, when I grew up, you know, it was always Tucker or Tuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
who knew?
With
right?
me, it's Tucker. It just happens.
It's fine.
You could say, oh, hey, where's Rick? I'm like, Rick who?
My wife says the same thing. So how you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Well, our East Coast is coming out.
That's it. That's right. Can't hide it forever. So we're sitting in front of a car that you really like. I
don't like it. I love it. This is a pure piece of art.
You know where this car came from?
I know a little bit, but why don't you tell us, because you know all the details.
I know some of the details. The movie American Graffiti, okay, was of course a very popular movie, and Suzanne Somers filmed or was in a 1956 white Thunderbird for that movie. The movie itself was a huge success to the point where the studio wanted to put her on tour with the car. But that car was pretty rough, so they found this very car,
okay,
which was itself pretty rough, and it did. I don't believe it had an engine or a transmission in it, and it was damaged pretty good. And they quickly bonded stuff up and painted it white. It was a California car, which is nice, but they painted it white, red interior, and she used this car for 2 years as a promotional car.
Okay.
So that brought it into being a collectible piece, and it went through, I think 2 or 3 different people owned the car, and a good friend of ours, a hotel owner here, owned the car for a long period of time, and then it got to the point where Suzanne Somers lived here. This was, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
And it was, what do we do with this car? You know, because it kind of lost its traction, you know. So we then got looking at the trim code and realized that it was instead of white, it was originally a gunmetal gray, lipstick red interior car. So the conversation then came, well, if we were going to restore it back to that color, we need all of the running gear. We need all of the pieces that are missing. We need it needs to be perfect.
Okay.
And perfect, no one ever gets perfect.
I beg to differ after seeing your cars.
Thank you for that. But trust me, there are flaws. Hopefully you have to look for them. But it was a quest then to find the parts that we needed to restore the car. We had to find an original 312 engine, which was a horrible task because they were really only made for 2 years. And then the transmission was gone. Everything needed restored. I mean, it was in rough shape. So we got on the quest for parts, and the car came completely apart, a rotisserie restoration. So it was bare frame. And we were able to, you can't buy even sheet metal parts for the car. I mean, patch panels, which are very small sections of cars, you're able to buy for T-Birds, which is kind of a surprise because as popular these cars are, you'd think that there'd be more parts available. But quarter panels, both of them were damaged pretty heavily. We ended up, Jamin, who works for us here, did a beautiful job fabricating the bottom parts of these quarters, and the sheet metal work on this car, he just did a beautiful job. It's superb. It had been hit in the nose, and the front panel was. These cars are interesting because the front fenders don't come off these cars. They're actually, this whole car is welded together at the bottom.
Really?
Yeah. They're a task to restore.
Okay.
But many people have, and we located all the parts that we needed, and we just went on the quest. And the car, it's a nice car. It drives well. It looks nice. And
now, funny story, right? You told me that in the hunt for the engine, you searched 7 states over how long? 5 months?
It was 7 states, and it was over 5 months. Yeah, okay. we were searching, and it was impossible because most of the motors, they're a popular motor for street rod guys now. So if there were any, they were already in a car, or if they weren't in a car, they were a boat anchor somewhere.
Okay.
It was they were gone. And for 2-year motors, it was. I had just about given up, and a dear friend of ours down in Arizona, went on a race team together, called me, and he said, "Ricky, you still looking for that T-Bird motor?" Oh yeah. He said, "You're not going to believe, in Hemmings, an ad just came up for one." He said, "I'll send you the link." He said, "You won't believe where it is." And I said, "Where is it?" He said, "Las Vegas."
Right here.
What are the chances?
Right here. Oh my gosh.
On the east side. And the fella that had the motor had a 57 passenger car. And of course the blocks and everything were the same, so I was jazzed. And it was apparently, he built a home up there on the hill, and many years ago, and apparently the car got damaged, got T-boned, hit hard, got totaled.
Oh, okay.
So he put it on the property next to the house he had built, and then he was building a garage. And the story was that when he was building the garage, the car got in the way, so he took the motor out of the car. And when he built the garage, he had the car towed away with the transmission I needed to, which we didn't know, but that was long gone. But the motor he put in the new garage he built. And when I found this fella and went up and saw him, that motor was sitting in the same place it had been for like 46 or 48 years. I can't remember how long, but it had been there for forever. So it was pure luck that we found one. And then, it's sourcing all the things that are different between a passenger car and a Thunderbird, and still trying to find an automatic transmission. The Ford-O-Matic they made a lot of those, but the T-Bird was a different length. It took different pieces. So that was another several months of finding parts. And then pretty much the rest of the car we had, either that we could restore from what we had bought or what the car came with as it came here, but the stuff that is a huge collector community for these cars.
Right.
So there were used parts, there were reproduction parts that we could use. We tried to keep as much original stuff as we could. And it's just a lovely color combination.
It is. It's absolutely stunning. It is stunning. It's beautiful.
You know what Ford did that I really liked?
What?
And I'll bet you didn't see it.
What?
All those shots that you took inside the car.
What?
When they did a red interior in the car, what I found very interesting, Ford was very smart. Did you notice the headliner in the car was white?
Yes, I did notice that.
Aha!
I did notice that.
Can't fool her.
Yeah.
But the part of that really works is like outside or whatever, it reflects light. So it makes that lipstick red really shiny.
Really bright and shiny.
It comes out, it's a nice color. But yeah, these were beautiful cars. Unfortunately for me, I've apparently gotten larger than people were in 1957, because to get in it with the hardtop on it, I have to roll myself up.
I hit my head a couple times.
Yeah.
I did.
With the top off, it's cool, but then even at that, your head is higher than a little bit higher than the sun visors, so the wind is going over the top of your head. And they're fun to drive, and this one we really we really wanted to make it like it was in 1957.
Right.
So it's got the bias ply tires. It's got all the same, all of the same stuff, and it takes you back. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when these cars were new, and you ride in it and it still wants to follow all the stuff in the road.
Oh,
the
wow.
tires do.
Yeah.
And it's just quiet, and they ride nicely, and they look so good when you park them. Just
Absolutely.
A fun car.
So now, is this your personal car?
No. This
belongs to someone else.
Yeah, this is my partner's car.
Okay. Now I have another question.
We actually bought it from the fellow that we restored it for.
Okay.
And so it was. It's in the family, and it doesn't move. It stays here. So
understood.
So it's nice that we could have you be with it.
Absolutely. I love it. It's great. But now I have a question. Okay, so all that time in searching for parts and everything, what was the total time for restoration?
If memory serves, this car, because of the time it took to find stuff, and remember, some of that's overlapping.
Okay.
The body work is going on while we're trying to find the engine.
Got it.
The engine gets built while we're putting the frame back together, and we can get it in the frame. And the body work and the paint work generally is long. That's usually so. I'm trying to get, even though it sounds like months and months of stuff.
Right.
I think we probably had 13 months or 14 months in the entire build. Yeah.
Wow.
From the time we got it till the time we were done with it. But we've got a nice team here. I mean, I've got a great team of guys.
Oh yeah.
And everybody works together nicely. So we're building motor, we're building an engine, or building the transmission while we're building the motor, and everybody's
teamwork.
got their hands in it. Yeah,
pure teamwork.
It has to be.
Well, just like every other car I've seen here, this is perfect.
Well, thank you.
Perfect.
It's really not perfect, but thank you.
So, Rick, you don't just do classic car restoration, right?
No. We've been in business for 46 years now. We built a customer base that allows us, and we wanted to, we maintain customer vehicles. We do that kind of stuff for folks who've been with us for a long time. We do levels of restoration. People bring one in that they want to start a mechanical restore. We may do all of the mechanicals in the chassis, or we may just rebuild the engine for them. We do, just lately we've gotten back into, because we had a full-on collision center for years, but I got over that.
Okay.
After 23 years of it, I just wanted to restore cars. So I'm blessed that we're able to do this. But, we've got guys that come in that, have damaged their street rod or damaged their collector car, and we'll help now fix those. And it's nice to be able to do it, because we're able to match colors. We're able to get finishes the way that they were. And we, in the meantime, we're trying to cater to our customer base too. So we'll do, mechanical gizmos on everybody's car. Somebody comes in with a power steering leak, a car that we've done, or it can be air conditioning problems. We do all phases of repair here, but it's nice that we can. And the customers appreciate it, I think, because
definitely.
Some of them are with us for many, many years.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to help out and still be able to do the job where if someone says, "Hey, I've got this car, all doesn't matter how much it costs," and we've got those kind of customers. I want it perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go after it. If it's a car that we're familiar with, I don't try to do cars that I'm not familiar with.
You do it right.
I want to be an enthusiast over the
Yeah.
car. So, I've got a Rolls Royce outside that used to belong to Red Skelton, but I have no interest in restoring it. That's not my bag. But, Corvettes, muscle cars, that 60s, 70s stuff, 50s, 60s, 70s stuff. I was born and grew up through it. So, it's something that we enjoy doing, and we do pretty well.
I have a dream car.
What's
you
that?
may laugh. You may laugh, okay? I love classic cars, but I have a dream car. And I told my husband he's got till my 50th birthday. Now, I'm 46. As long as you've been doing this, that's how old I am.
No
okay?
woman ever says her age.
I'm 46. I'm not ashamed of it. But by my 50th birthday, for my gift, I want a Mustang 5.0. And I want it white with the red pinstriping, the red interior, and I want it delivered to me by Vanilla Ice. So, cameraman / husband, He's on this. So when he finds this amazing car, he may bring it to you for restoration.
Okay, so a 5-liter Mustang, do you know the year you really like?
Yeah. What's a 1990?
Liz had a 90. Isn't that fine?
No, it's the vanilla ice.
Yeah, I want the vanilla ice.
So we got to look at the car.
If she wants vanilla ice to deliver it.
I want it delivered by Vanilla Ice as my gift.
Wearing the jumpsuit,
yep.
Where she can be matching.
So he's going to bring me the car and a jumpsuit to match what he's wearing, so then I can get changed, and then we take photos and drive around together.
I want in on this project. Okay, we'll find the car. We'll get the car done.
She wants Ice Baby playing with a cassette tape.
Yes, yeah. My car has to have a cassette tape. I don't need a CD player. I want a cassette.
You know, I've got a
player.
customer that everything we build him, and we built him some beautiful cars, has to have an 8-track in it.
Really?
It amazes me, and he's really a sound aficionado.
How does he find 8-tracks that still work well?
He's been collecting them, I guess, for a long time. But when we restore a car, you know, if it was like a GM car with an 8-track multiplex deal, we'll take it. There are places, guys, that still rebuild those original factory units. So we'll restore and put it back in the car, and generally, you know, do a better amplification system and better speakers, but everything looks correct, and he can put his 8-track in and play it. And the part that I never understood, you know, is that, of course, the sound quality of an 8-track isn't as good as a cassette, which isn't as good as a CD for sure. But the part that was always interesting is if they started playing 2 tracks and you were a smoker, you could take your matchbook and kind of stick it underneath the cartridge to lift it up and get it so it would just play the one track.
Really? Tricks
She's
of the
not
trade.
old enough to remember the 8-track
No,
stuff.
you know what? 8-tracks were out when I was a small child, but I really only remember cassettes.
You know what was before 8-tracks?
Nothing.
4 tracks. 4 tracks.
4 tracks?
Yeah,
really?
they were about the same size cartridge, and that always killed me because there's only so much room to store stuff in a car.
Yeah.
So if they made an area, say in the glove box, where you could put 8 tracks in it, you could only put like 4 of them in there.
Wow.
And then you had to put the registration for your car in your pocket because there was no more room, no more room in the glove box.
Well, music comes first. You know that, right?
Well,
music comes first.
I get it. I get it.
Absolutely. Most important. What? Ice Baby. There we go.
If Vanilla Ice watches this, just call us. Just contact
I know.
us.
Just contact us, please, because this is my 50th birthday wish. You got 3.5 years, buddy.
Yeah, come on.
3.5 years.
Man, you gotta jump in on this.
You and I can go to Florida and find him.
I got to go to Florida in October. Why don't you join us?
There you go.
I mean, let's just take a big caddy. We'll throw him in the trunk of the car.
Bringing out our East Coast, are we?
What about ice?
Has anybody seen Vanilla Ice?
In the trunk of the caddy heading to Vegas.
Oh my God.
We'll give him water. We'll give him food.
That's it.
You're so generous.
There's a caddy. It's a 5-person trunk. One guy has plenty of room.
He is a pretty big guy. 5 of him in the trunk. Maybe we could squeeze another.
But just him. There's just one of them.
Apartment is smaller than a Cadillac's trunk.
That's true.
So he pretend he moved to New York.
That's true.
5 days, 3 days.
Probably at this point, the chance of Ice joining us is thin.
No, he's like, who the hell are these freaking people? All in good fun, buddy. All in good fun.
All in good fun.
All right. Well, Tucker, this was absolutely amazing. Tucker.
She can call me Tucker.
See, I can call him Tucker. I am special.
Okay.
Anywho, Tucker, this has been absolutely amazing, and I can't wait till next week when we come back and we do a whole new car.
I enjoy every one of these. I hope
Me
I'm getting
too.
better at it.
You're fantastic at it. You're fantastic.
That's because I got a cut yesterday. The wind today, I had no idea. I was just in there trying to make it nice. You know?
There you go.
When it's windy.
It's true. You're aerodynamic.
Yep. The cue ball look is it with the wind. Don't let anybody tell you it's not. There you go. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time.